The future is being built now. Behind every modern crisis lies a hidden megatrend, massive forces quietly transforming the way humanity lives, survives, and grows. From shrinking aquifers to global food shocks to aging power grids, these issues are not on the horizon. They're already here. This is the deep dive you've been waiting for, into the megatrends that will define the next 50 years: water security, food resilience, and infrastructure reinvention. Subscribe now for more in-depth economic, environmental, and geopolitical explorations that prepare you for what's coming. This opening sets the tone by framing water, food, and infrastructure not as distant concerns, but as urgent, global-scale challenges already affecting billions. It positions the video as an in-depth look at three megatrends that will define how societies evolve and survive in the 21st century. Defining megatrends: why scale matters. What makes a trend a megatrend? Characteristics: irreversible, global, long-term, multi-sectoral. Water, food, and infrastructure meet all criteria. Their interconnection. Food needs water. Both need infrastructure. Megatrends are long-term, transformative forces that reshape industries, economies, and societies. Water, food, and infrastructure qualify because they are global in impact, span multiple industries: agriculture, energy, construction, tech. Are irreversible in direction, require systemic adaptation by governments and corporations alike. This chapter sets a framework for understanding how interconnected these sectors are. The global water crisis: a blue economy in trouble. 1 in 4 people face water scarcity today. Groundwater depletion, polluted rivers, aging water infrastructure. Megacities like Cape Town, Chennai, and São Paulo as case studies. Water conflicts: Middle East, Central Asia, Colorado River. Investment in desalination, water recycling, atmospheric water generation. Nearly 25% of the global population already suffers from water scarcity. Examples: Cape Town nearly ran out of water in 2018. Chennai's aquifers collapsed. The Colorado River basin is drying. Key issues include aging infrastructure, e.g., leaking pipes, old reservoirs, groundwater overuse, pollution from agriculture and industry. Innovations like desalination, greywater recycling, and atmospheric water generators are emerging solutions. Food systems under stress: global demand to increase 50% by 2050. Climate shocks, monoculture risks, soil degradation, disruptions from war, Ukraine, grain exports, pandemics, shipping bottlenecks, rise of vertical farming, cellular agriculture, AI-optimized crop modeling, food security, and geopolitics. Who grows, who controls, love data-driven trend spotting. Subscribe and never miss a future-focused analysis. Global food demand is projected to rise by 50% by 2050. Threats to stability include climate change, drought, floods, shifting seasons, soil erosion from overfarming, conflict disrupting global exports, e.g., Ukraine war, labor shortages, and fertilizer price shocks, technologies transforming food systems, vertical farming, precision agriculture, AI for weather and supply chain forecasting. Food security becomes a national security issue. Infrastructure: aging, adapting, advancing, trillions needed to repair, replace, and modernize global infrastructure. U.S. Infrastructure Report Card. Bridges, water systems, roads. Resilient infrastructure: climate-proofing cities, smart grids, sensor-enabled roads, public-private partnerships, and sovereign investment trends. Infrastructure as both opportunity and necessity. Developed nations face decaying infrastructure. Developing ones lack foundational systems, The U.S. infrastructure report card frequently receives a low-grade C- or below. Rebuilding trends. Smart infrastructure. Sensors, automation, predictive maintenance, climate-resilient designs, flood-proofing, heat-resistant roads, green infrastructure, solar roads, carbon-neutral buildings, large-scale funding needs, U.S. CHIPS Act, Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act global initiatives like Belt and Road, China. Climate impacts on the three pillars. Water stress and droughts, intensifying globally. Crop yields down, food prices up, due to extreme weather infrastructure damage from flooding, heat waves, and wildfires. Adaptation technologies, drought-resistant seeds floating solar, elevated roadways. Water stress is worsening from drought and glacier melt. Food yields are declining due to erratic rainfall and rising temperatures. Infrastructure damage is intensifying from floods, fires, and hurricanes. Adaptive responses, climate-resilient seeds, floating infrastructure, elevated and permeable road systems, technology and innovation, the response wave. Smart irrigation, precision agriculture, AI and supply chain, advanced infrastructure sensors, and predictive maintenance blockchain for food provenance and water use tracking startups, unicorns, and VC trends in agritech, cleantech, and green infrastructure. Technology plays a central role in mitigating all three megatrends. Water tech, smart meters, AI leak detection, atmospheric harvesting. Food tech, satellite imaging, robotic harvesters, gene-edited crops. Infrastructure tech, predictive AI models, self-healing concrete, IoT-enabled bridges, growing VC interest in cleantech, agri-tech, and infrastructure startups. The geopolitics of essential resources. Water as a strategic asset, e.g., Nile River, Himalayas, Tigris-Euphrates. Food nationalism, export bans, hoarding, political leverage, infrastructure diplomacy, China's Belt and Road, U.S. infrastructure deals in Africa and Asia, control of supply chains, China control of future power. Water disputes brewing in the Nile, Himalayas, and Central Asia countries weaponize food through export bans or strategic grain reserves. Infrastructure is a tool of global influence. China builds ports, railways, and roads in Africa and Asia. The US and EU launch alternative investment strategies. Nations with control over water, food, and supply chains gain diplomatic power. Case studies. What leading nations are doing. Singapore's water recycling success, Sint Newater. Netherlands' food tech leadership, U.S. infrastructure revitalization efforts, IRA, CHIPS Act. UAE's smart desert farming lessons from failures. Flint, California drought mismanagement. Beirut's port collapse. For lessons from leaders, warnings from failures, subscribe and stay globally informed. Singapore turns wastewater into ultra-pure drinking water, new water. Netherlands, global leader in efficient and tech-driven agriculture. U.S., rebuilding infrastructure via bipartisan funding and climate acts. UAE, uses hydroponics and AI to grow crops in desert conditions. Failures to learn from. Flint water crisis, negligence plus infrastructure failure. Beirut port explosion, poor regulation plus corruption. California's water mismanagement investment, themes and opportunities, ETFs and funds focused on water, agri-tech, infrastructure, green bonds, and ESG-labeled investment products. Private equity in desalination, storage, smart logistics, long-term returns from resilient systems and essential services. Investing in megatrends provides both impact and profit. ETFs for water, PHO, FIW, agriculture, MMUU, and infrastructure, PAV. ESG and green bonds, supporting sustainable infrastructure venture capital funding in agri-robotics, desalination, smart grids, long-term investing themes, critical services, resiliency, decarbonization, the road ahead, scenarios and strategies. Business as usual versus disruptive adaptation. Public policy plays, taxation, subsidies, carbon pricing, consumer shifts, plant-based, local sourcing, conservation behavior, the role of education, AI, and global coordination. Subscribe to join a growing community decoding the megatrends shaping humanity's future. Water, food, infrastructure. Everything depends on it. Two futures. Business as usual equals crises intensify adaptation, and innovation equals stability and sustainability. Policy actions. Tax incentives for sustainable practices. Carbon pricing, water tariffs, renewable subsidies. Social changes. Consumers shift to local, less wasteful consumption. Education focuses on environmental literacy. Coordinated global action is the key to long-term survival.